Go.
Morning, everybody. Welcome to the DBT-funded UK Dairy Showcase. These are the online briefings leading up to the big UK Dairy Showcase week commencing 23rd of September. I'd like to welcome our speakers. We've got speakers from Thailand and from Vietnam today. It was due to be India, however, they had to change, and this actually happened yesterday. This has been all recorded and there are presentations, so please do feel free, once we've sent the links round, to do a catch-up should you be interested in India. I am going to hand you over to Project Manager Roddy Wild. He's going to give you a bit more of an overview of what we are doing and what's going to be coming up. But just to remind you all, we are recording and we're sharing online. Here we go, Roddy, over to you.
Thank you, Lucy. Welcome everybody, and welcome to our speakers. So, as Lucy said, this is the first official part of the UK Dairy Showcase. We've been running briefings this week, and we covered our European markets on Monday, France, Italy, and Spain. We had a session on Poland. Then we had China and South Korea. And finished yesterday. We also had Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Qatar, and India. So today we have Thailand, Vietnam, and later on this afternoon, at the end of the day, we're going to have USA, Mexico, and Brazil. There are some other markets, including Germany, Japan, and potentially Malaysia, where we'll be scheduling a catch-up session around the middle of August, and we'll confirm the date in due course. So following the market briefings this week, we are going to be, for registered UK companies participating in the showcase, we're going to be opening the online platform at the beginning of September, which will allow you to access the buyer details and to request meetings, and for buyers to request meetings with companies, which hopefully then will all fill up the calendar for the day of the 26th of September at Ashridge House at Berkhamsted, north of London, where the one-to-one meetings and the evening network reception will happen. That should be the occasion, hopefully, for all our UK exporters to be able to meet our international buyers, either with one-to-one meetings during the day or with conversations during the course of the evening. Following the showcase itself, we also have in the month following during Cial in Paris, we're having a dairy as part of a UK food promotion at the British Ambassador's residence in Paris on the Tuesday evening during the exhibition. So that's another opportunity for our products to be shown and to connect with international buyers, and hopefully with more international buyers, perhaps some who've not been able to come to this showcase. And then finally, the last part of the programme will be going into 2025. After the showcase, we will have identified with all the UK exporters in terms of the feedback from the showcase, and we'll be able to determine which markets it would be most valuable to take companies out on missions to market in 2025. So we'll communicate about that in due course. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce our first speaker, Monfan Rongaria from Thailand. He's going to tell you about the opportunity for dairy products in Thailand and the buyers who are going to be coming to the showcase. Over to you, Monfan. Thank you.
Thank you, Roddy. So I put my slide on screen. Can you see my presentation? Okay, so I'd like, good morning, everyone. I will start with quick facts about Thailand. Thailand's economy is the 26th largest economy globally in terms of GDP, just behind Ireland and ahead of Austria. Thailand population is around 72 million, and the population is predominantly concentrated in Bangkok and other tourist cities like Chiang Mai, Phuket, and Pattaya. So it is estimated that as of the year 2024, 3 million foreigners are living and working in Thailand. For last year, 2023, it was recorded that 28 million tourists visited the country, and Bangkok was the world's most visited city in 2023 as well, with 22.7 million visitors for Bangkok. And with the expansion of visa-free program, number of tourist arrivals is expected to increase to 40 million in 2025. So this is kind of the facts about the UK-Thailand trade. The total trade last year was recorded at £6 billion, and more than 5,000 UK companies exporting to the country. Total UK exports to Thailand amounted to £2.5 billion, both in goods and services. Thailand market size for dairy products is approximately £1.9 billion. The country is once again enjoying boosted tourism, which is benefiting the food service sector and increasing demand on products such as butter and cheese. Thailand imports a range of dairy products including milk, cheese, butter, and yogurt. These imports are essential for retail, food service, as well as local dairy processing industry, which processes goods for both domestic consumption and export to other ASEAN countries. The market has shown a steady increase with annual growth rate of 2.3% in value. New Zealand, Australia, and USA are the leading exporters of dairy products to Thailand, with New Zealand and Australia benefiting from free trade agreements, help boosting their market share. In 2023, the value of imported dairy products was approximately £88 million, including £1.3 million from the UK. Retail and food service are main distribution channels. For retails, most of imported food and drink products will go to premium supermarkets, and the key leaders in this segment are Tops, Gourmet Market, and Villa Market. For hypermarkets, Big C and Lotus are leaders in this segment. For cash and carry, we have Macro and Go Wholesale. For convenience stores, 7-Eleven dominates the market with more than 10,000 stores across the country. To give you a little bit more details, Tops and Go Wholesales belong to Central Food Retail. Lotus, Macro, and 7-Eleven belong to CP Group, which is a conglomerate in agribusiness in Thailand and in the region. On e-commerce, Thailand's e-commerce set to grow up to 13.7% this year, and the leaders in this online platform are Lazada and Shopee. Most of Thai people continue shopping online after COVID pandemic, and we can see the increase in food and drink categories on online shopping as well. And please stay in this slide because it's not finished yet. And Tops also have their own application forms called Tops Online, and they also have a shop online, which is chat application that most of Thai people use. And they are very active on online platform. I mean, for Tops, for example, if you are membership of Top Supermarket, you will receive dairy promotional activities, information every day in the morning through your live chat box, which means that Tops have direct access to their customers, and it's worked very well. Okay, next slide. For food service, there are around 150,000 outlets in food service sector. We have more than 100,000 restaurants 30,000 hotels and resorts with more than 10,000 food and beverage processing factories in the country. Imported products are heavy used for food preparation, ready-to-eat meals, and catering services for airlines and cruise lines. And as you can see on slide, we have almost every hotel chains in the country. There are three different models to enter to Thai market. The first one is UK exporter through wholesale UK wholesaler, consolidator, and then to local importer distributor, retailer, food service, and then consumers. The second model is the most common one. It's from UK exporter through local importer distributor, retailer, food service, and then consumer. And the last model is mostly for big retailer like Food Center Food Retail, Big C, Lotus, and Macros, which they have their own direct import business unit, so they can import directly from the UK exporter. And here are some tips to enter the market. Please, oh, it's okay? Okay.
I think one more, Matt. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Every food product needs to be approved by Thai FDA before they can be legally imported into the country and sold in any distribution channels. It is the importer's responsibility to make sure that your products are compliant with Thai laws and regulations. And depending on the product, it could take a couple of weeks to few months to get FDA approval. BRCG certificate or equivalent is required. Sales certificates is not recognized by Thai FDA. Established relationship with local importer distributor is a key success. The market for UK dairy products in Thailand offers several The markets for UK dairy products in Thailand offers several opportunities driven by changing consumer preferences and a growing middle class. Here are some key factors, such as rising dairy consumption, particularly among younger generations and urban populations who are adopting more westernized diets, health and wellness trends. Thai consumers driving demand for high quality, nutritious dairy products, which UK dairy is known for its quality and safety standards, can benefit from this trend. Premium and niche products. There is a growing market for premium dairy products such as organic milk, specialty cheeses, and lactose-free options. Tourism influenced. Thailand's robust tourism sector exposes local consumers to international food products, including dairy, which can drive domestic consumption. Fine dining expansion. This is a rising demand for a variety of cheeses in fine dining and Michelin-star restaurants, such as artisanal and specialty cheeses to complement wine pairing and sophisticated menu. Next slide, please. And here are three Thai buyers at UK Dairy Showcase. The first one's from Central Food Retails or TOPS, which is the branding of their supermarket. Central Food Retail is the largest supermarket chain in Thailand, operating since 1996, and is one of the business units of Central Group, who owns several department stores in Europe, including Selfridges in Thailand, in the UK. Currently, Central Food Retail operates more than 200 supermarkets in different formats, but most of imported product will go to Tops Food Hall and Tops Fine Food. KCG Corporation operates business in manufacturing and distributing products for consumption, specializes in dairy products. The company is also an importer and distributor for leading fine food from all around the world with more than 50 brands, and they supply the products to retail, industrial, and food service. The last one from Global Food Products or GFP. GFP is a leading importer that brings the most exquisite products from various corners of the world to Thailand, with their focus being on retail HoReCa markets, where they are specialized in distribution of dry, chilled, and frozen food products. And that's all for Thailand. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat box. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Winfran. That's really good information and really excellent buyers that you have managed to secure to come to the showcase. Really key for the import and distribution in Thailand. So thank you. I'm now going to introduce Tu Nguyen from Vietnam, who's going to tell us about the opportunity in that country for dairy. Sorry, you're on mute, too.
Sorry. Just checking if you can see my slide.
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Thanks.
Okay. Good morning. This is 3 p.m. here in Vietnam. I'm the market advisor at DBT Vietnam, and it's interesting because my presentations come after Thailand market, because I guess Vietnam has a lot of similarity with Thailand market, where most of the big supermarket and hypermarket chains in Vietnam are invested by Thai corporations, like you mentioned, like Tops Market or Mega Market, which are investments from Thai as well. I guess today my presentation, I will focus my presentation on from the lens of UK offering, and in this slides I kind of put this as a headline in terms of the market value of dairy products in Vietnam, which is around 4.5 billion US dollar. But the primer sales at figure is driven by the drinking milk, as you can imagine. For the rest of the category, like including cheese, butter, and cream, which are the key UK export, unfortunately, they accounts for a very minor and small share of the markets here. But the overall sales of the dairy production and products in Vietnam is increasing, which is reflections of the increasing economic development, increasing like interest in more high quality product from the consumers in Vietnam, and also reflect in terms of like increasing awareness about UK brands and other European brands that are available in the market. And in terms of the second point, I just wanted to highlight that dairy productions in Vietnam, mainly like drinking milk, they rely very heavily on imported ingredients and materials. And this might fit in nicely with what the UK can offer on this space, including some of the key products like skim milk powder or whole milk powder or whey protein. Vietnam do import a lot of these products. And you can see like Rena Milk, TH2 Milk, and Nutri Milk are really big players, and they are the big consumers from the buyer's perspective. And in Vietnam, as similar to Thailand, New Zealand, similar to Thailand in the way that New Zealand, USA, and Australia are the very leading like trading partner to Vietnam, where they export a lot to Vietnam. And within the EU, our group, Germany, Netherlands, and France are a familiar brand name and household. And this is very like nice in the way that they link and associated with the branding and the local awareness, where consumers and buyers in Vietnam will think about like dairy ingredients or imported cheese, they would immediately think of this brand. And I think this is a place where the UK has a lot to do to catch up with these competitors in the market. In this slides, I'm gonna focus a little bit on the key category. First of all, butter and cheese. They are, as I mentioned, they are like represent a very small percentage of the overall market, but it's gaining traction. It is mostly driven by the food service channels, and there's a greater adoption of like global trends and food and cuisine among the younger populations, as well as like westernization culture in Vietnam. For butter, as you can see on the screen, Presidents and Anchor are the like household name, which are very familiar with the local consumer here in Vietnam. No, there's no local brand in this space, and butter in Vietnam is pretty much a import-driven segment where, but it only accounts for around 1% of the overall dairy consumption in Vietnam. Similarly, cheese are also represent a very small and humble percentage of the overall segment. Around 3% of the import are from cheese. But cheese in Vietnam are segmented in three areas. The first one is like local cheese. And the second thing is like mass produced cheese, and the third one is the natural imported artisan cheese, where a lot of the UK brands will fit in with this category from the retail segment. And in food service, mozzarella is in demand in Vietnam because, as I mentioned, because of the growing popularity among food service that the food service channel had created in terms of they introduced like new cuisine, they create new food trend, and that including pizza, McDonald's, Starbucks in Vietnam, have become more and more popular in Vietnam. So that's why associated with the growing demand in mozzarella product. Other than that, the retail channel, they represent in cheese category distribution through retail channel remain very slow, and within the shop cheese, as you can mention, brie and cheddar are among the popular products that in demand of the local consumer here. And in this slides, I include here a presentation and a report by the Brazil Embassy Trade Team in Vietnam. But they present a very nicely report and a lot of like information analysis into the market here, including the overall landscape, the competitor, what are the big way, the market access lesson into Vietnam, and I think that might be good reference for you, and can be reflected from the EU and UK exporter perspective as well. This slides I include here a very overall pictures about what are the cheese, the price range of cheese product in Vietnam, from it is around 100,000 to 200,000, which is around 3 to 6 pounds per 100 grams. So as you can see, the processed cheese are mostly like domestic and local brands, and they serve in the lower mainstream segment. And in the middle, there's a lot of like mass branded cheese, and they dominate the market here. And at the end of the slide is like the natural cheese with a lot of like UK cheese that are available in the market or belong to this category. And price from the pricing perspective, when it comes to tax, after tax, direct transportation margin for importer, obviously like a lot of UK cheese brand will be associated with premium products in Vietnam, and therefore the market share is somehow limited as well. It only like cater to expat living in Vietnam or wealthy people, what is still like small in comparison with the overall populations. But this like consumer cluster is growing in Vietnam's hand. I think that presents the opportunity for lots of the UK brands and products. And this slides, I am going to introduce to the local distributor and buyers that are going to attend the show. I hope some of you are familiar with An Nam Gourmet, which is the leading premium retail in Vietnam. And this is, I think at this stage, they are the only one premium store chain in the market that imports and distribute like mostly Western and USA products, including the UK. a lot of UK brands are available, not really a lot, less than 5 brands are available, accessible, like make available in this store. And apart from the cheese, butter, cream product, they also do import a lot of confectionery products from the UK, which is a different topic. And the second thing, the second buyer is the Vietnam Dairy, which is the #1 and leading distributor of dairy ingredients and retail products in Vietnam. It's like 70% of their portfolio are dairy ingredients. They focus a lot on HoReCa, and they do also supplying to the milk processor and manufacturers in Vietnam, as I mentioned, like Vinamilk or TH2 Milk or Nutifood, all of their clients. So they have a very good database and local like buyers here in Vietnam. And interesting because they are just recently acquired by a very big Japanese corporations with Isozit. And with this type of investment income to the country, and with the, I think that strategy will at this stage we want to lobby and introduce to them about what the UK can offer in this space, because a lot of their products are from the New Zealand, Australia, and France. They do not import anything from the UK at the moment. So I think through the showcase, we wanted to introduce to them what the UK can offer, what are the key products, what are the USPs, and obviously because they are big buyers, so we want them to be on our side. Yeah, that's the end of my presentation, and I welcome any questions from you.
Thank you very much, Tu. That's again a really great lot of information there, and two really key buyers, key companies in Vietnam who are coming to the showcase, and really interesting that New Viet Dairy is not buying anything from the UK, and yet has signed up. So that's a real good indication of not only your relationship with them, but also the intention that they have in coming to the showcase, which is very promising. So I think we're going to move to any questions now. I don't know if there were any in the chat. Lucy, did you see any?
No, none in the chat. So do pop anything in the chat that you do want to ask. I have a question actually for Thailand in terms of the sort of tariff side of it for dairy products coming into Thailand. I know that's historically been a little bit of a barrier, I think, until hopefully maybe something happens with the CPTPP or an FTA in the future. But I hear that could be a while away. As it is, but yeah, I just wanted a bit more clarity on the tariffs.
Thank you, Lucy. Such a good question. So I would say that I still don't have any good news on tariffs for dairy products coming to Thai market. It's approximately 30% still, and we are not on board with CPTPP. No, and I don't think that our country will be in that.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
and in terms of the FTA as well, I think I've been, yeah, it could be a while.
And FTA, we push a lot. Frankly speaking, it's the UK government that we're waiting, because for Thai side, we are ready for bilateral FTA. But anyway, with the new governments, we're still waiting for them to clear direction about.
Right.
Yes.
Thank
FTA.
you. That's really helpful. Okay. Well, if everyone doesn't have any questions, I think thank you very much to our speakers. Very, very interesting and hopefully helpful for the companies. These will all be available online, as well as the presentations themselves. So please do encourage people to go and have a listen online. And then hopefully we will see you all again for this afternoon's presentations. Hope you all have a good morning. Thank you.
Thank you very much.